Hi, my name is Rick Janson, and I'm a member of the Libertas group within eXp, founded by Tim Harris and Gene Frederick. And I want to give you an overview not only of eXp, but also of Libertas and why to join Libertas group specifically. Libertas means freedom in Latin. And our goal is to get you financial freedom as well as personal freedom and free you up to do what you want to do with your life so you can do things beyond just selling homes. Now, as you can see on this map, there are a lot of areas where we can dive into eXp, and you don't have to watch this whole video. We're going to break it down in the comments, so whether you want to watch how to make income 5 different ways, dive deeper on our education, our tech stack, our health insurance, the global opportunity. We're now in 16 countries and growing. This is as of June 2021. If you want to open up a success franchise or become a success coach, open up a commercial division within eXp, become one of our leaders, all of our awards, dive into our growth. There are so many different facets. And just to give you a tip, as you watch this presentation on your own, you can dive into the presentation in any place, anytime you want, review this information on your own, or dive into the notes later and see, at minute 5:03, this is the part that I'm really interested in. We're going to talk about making money short term with real estate sales. We're going to talk about making money long term with stock and revenue share. There's so much to cover, so let's just dive in. So first, let's dive in. Who am I? My name is Rick Janson. I've been an award-winning realtor since 2002. I have a law degree and an MBA in marketing from the University of Illinois. I'm a Harris Certified Coach Affiliate, which means Tim and Julie Harris have trained me on the best practices on training real estate agents into production. I'm also a member of Realm Global Luxury Network and a certified luxury home marketing specialist. Yada yada, enough about me. So who is eXp? eXp is attracting the best realtors and coaches from around the world. We have people like Dave DeVoe. Colette McDonald is in Libertas with 322 transactions every year. Daniel Beer, former KW. Fred Weaver. Marcy Willems. I mean, look at the figures, folks. 105 million in sales, 139 million in sales, 400 million in sales with this team, the Franklin team. Understand that eXp is attracting producers, and you have to think to yourself, what are they seeing that I'm not seeing if I haven't already moved over to eXp? So who is Libertas and who is in eXp? I'm going to let you play this video on your own, but we have a video here that'll kind of share with you what our leadership is, who are Tim and Julie Harris, who are the various members of eXp. That's obviously fast forwarded, but you can watch that on your own time and get a really good feel for who is in your group and who is going to be leading you and nurturing you and collaborating with you. So the model of eXp, what is the future of real estate sales? Now, when Tim Harris first broke this down to me, a national real estate coach, former #1 realtor in the entire country, when he told me that the model of the past was what I was stuck in, right? Broker, agent, build a team. That was like being a blockbuster, right? Stuck in the brick and mortar. The future is more like Netflix, cloud-based, right? Videos on demand. The same shift is happening in real estate. Agents are voting with their feet and leaving. As of the time of this filming, again, June 2021, we often have weeks where 800 to 1,000 agents a week are joining eXp. They are leaving the traditional franchise brick and mortar brokerage, and they are going to Libertas. They're going to eXp. Now, why would they do this? In a typical franchise, you have costly overhead. You're legally confined to a territory, inconsistent growth incentives, limited technology and support. But at Libertas within eXp, there are powerful equity opportunities. You have a cloud-based environment. You can work from home. You can work part-time. You can work full-time with the flexibility that you can be there for your children, your spouse, your significant other, your pets, anybody who depends upon you. There's live training, over 50 hours a week of live training, real-time support, international collaboration. You don't want the model of the past. You want the model of the future. And at any time, folks, pause, dive deep into these slides, read, because there's a lot of information, and I'm covering it rather quickly. We have an agent-centric value proposition. We are the most agent-centric company on the planet. We're, in fact, agent-obsessed. We have awards for it. Our compensation structure is unlike any other on the planet. We have no franchise fees, a generous commission split. Often asked, easily answered, 80-20 split. We cap at $16,000. And that goes for a husband-wife team. If you're licensed in multiple states, one cap, nationwide. Husband and wife, one cap. We have revenue share, which we'll go into, equity awards, which we'll go into, and access to healthcare. Our community in the cloud and in person, we do meet face to face, is unbelievable. The collaboration I've had in the time that I've been with eXp and the amount I've learned has far exceeded anything I did on my own as an independent broker for 16 years prior to joining eXp. Cloud-based, often voted #1 firm for part-time agents, but that's just because they can't award us 2. It would seem biased. We're also #1 for full-time agents. I'm a full-time agent. I work with a lot of full-time agents, anywhere, anytime. The reason we're attracting top coaches from around the country is because our model is simply the best. And if they don't tell you about it, if they don't encourage you to go to it, they are being disloyal to their own people. Let's dive into the compensation structure. In what ways does your current broker compensate you? I'm going to give you a tip. It's transactional. You get paid once. And when you sell a home, you're unemployed. You have commission income. And that's about it. Now, eXp pays you 5 different ways. There are actually like 10 or 12, but we're going to focus on these 5. So the first, transactional income. I spend about 90% of my week short-term income, helping people buy and sell homes, serving people at the highest possible level. That's what real estate agents do, folks. That's what we do here at eXp. And our production numbers, which we'll share later, are off the charts. Second way, we have stock awards based on production. This is huge, and you'll see why later. ExpressOffers, we have an iBuyer program that is off the charts and helps you compete against the likes of Opendoor and Zillow. We have title, mortgage, and home warranty ways to make money. And we have revenue share, which is long-term residual income, which is where I spend about 5 to 10% of my week, personally. Now, let's dive out and see all of those different 5 ways. So with transactional income, I'll ask you now, what is your current broker fee model? At eXp, 80% goes to the agent and 20% goes to eXp up until you cap at $16,000. So in any calendar year from your start date, if it's January 1 or June 1 or May 12th, that you have 365 days. When you hit $16,000 to corporate, you're now on 100% split. That, folks, is pretty fantastic and a reason that most people join right there and then. Let's dive into stock awards. Do you get stock in a NASDAQ traded company at your current brokerage? At eXp, we have stock awards for personal production. For example, you get $200 in EXPI stock on your first closed transaction. That's pretty special. You also get $400 in EXPI stock when you cap. One of the things I love about this is the board recently split, and this is again June 2021, split our stock so that it would have the value of the stock, give us double the number of shares, because when you get a stock award of $400, they wanted you to get the maximum possible number of shares. Agent obsessed, always looking out for the best interest of the agent. Now, if you're a high producer and you get our Icon Award, that's when you cap and close an additional 20 transactions in your anniversary year after you cap, right? That's when you qualify for up to $16,000 in EXPI stock. Now do the math. Hypothetically, if EXPI stock's trading at $40, do the math. How many shares are you getting? That's right. You get your entire cap back in the form of stock when you qualify, and your stock then will grow. Then you become part of Icon conversations with leaders such as these every Friday to help you qualify for your $16,000 in stock. Every Friday, we have our icons, our top producers, sharing freely every word, every script, every marketing tool that they use to do such amazing production. And that's part of the collaboration of eXp. Now you can also get stock awards off the production of others. So when you sponsor an agent and they do their first deal, you get $400 in EXPI stock. Again, if stock is at $40 a share, do the math, you get 10 shares of stock in a NASDAQ traded company. That is pretty special. Someone else does a deal, you get stock. Now, the agent equity program is optional, but I highly recommend it because you can enroll to be paid 5% of every transaction with EXPI stock at a 10% discount. That's basically like giving someone $9, they give you $10 back. Here we go into our iBuyer program, ExpressOffers. Now, traditional iBuyers such as Zillow, Redfin, and Opendoor, eliminate the broker commission. Not so with ExpressOffers. We have a different model. We use the money of others. These are people who have done 50 deals in the past year, bought 50 homes, renovated them, and have cash reserves demonstrated to EXP. They create a buy box for our buyers. You can now go solicit some business, say, hey, I can give you a cash offer, or go to market traditionally, and we can get you a cash offer within 24 hours. We can close within 10 business days. You get some commission on the front end as outlined in the MLS or a listing agreement. And then when they fix it, they flip it, they list it with you, and there's a 4% commission upon closing with a 2.5% co-op. So you're going to find a home, they're going to renovate it, no risk on your part, and you're going to sell it. That is unreal. So you can use the iBuyer program to generate more leads. We have people that are generating 1,200 sales a year by offering people, hey, I can buy your home cash. Will you let me in the door just to share with you what our offer's all about? Now, these are the states where currently June 2021 where the ExpressOffers program is offered, and the team is working very hard to fill in the rest of the map. Pretty generous, though. If you're in one of these states, you can offer someone a cash offer with someone else's money. So we also talked about related industries. Our preferred partners are outlined here, and all of these give you an opportunity to earn some extra income. Like Utilities Connect. Moves, they've got to transfer utilities. You get your own website at Utilities Connect, they transfer their utilities, and you receive some income. But look at all the different ways through our lending partners, currencies, ExpressOffers, Silverline Title, home warranties. The sky's the limit. So at this point in the presentation, most agents are already like, wow, your firm is so much better than mine. I want to apply. Now, if you've already been talking with someone about EXP, I want you to get in touch with that person directly, have them vouch for you and sponsor you into the company. If you haven't talked with anybody, I'd be honored to sponsor you into the company. You can text me directly at 303-589-2320. EXP in the revenue share model, EXP shares 50% of the gross revenue derived from agent cap contributions back to the agents who help grow EXP. This shifts the dynamic. You now become an owner in the company, getting paid by the company for helping grow the company. That's 50% of gross revenue. Remember, $16,000 goes up to corporate. Half of that goes back to the agents that build the company. So let's see how that works out. So in tier 1, right, you sponsor 5 agents. You're going to get paid up to $2,800 a year as they sell homes, as they cap. You're going to get paid once a month when those agents are selling homes throughout the month. EXP calculates it, distributes it, wires it straight to your bank account, up to $2,800 per agent on tier 1. On tier 2, when your agents start vouching for people, they're going to get paid up to $2,800, but you're going to get paid up to $3,200. So you sponsor Bob, Bob caps, you've made $2,800 throughout the year. Bob sponsors Susie, Susie caps, you're going to make up to $3,200 off of Susie from corporate, and that's $6,000 in passive residual income that corporate paid you. Now let's say within the next 30 days, let's assume you could attract 5 agents to EXP that you vouch for who name you as a sponsor. In your first 30 days, that's you sponsoring 5. Then those 5 each find 5 in the next 30 days. Now it never happens like this, right? One might sponsor none, one might sponsor 40, but let's just say 5 gets 5 because the math is a little bit easier. So when those 5 then sponsor 5 each, that's up to $2,800 on the first level. So $2,800 each, by the way, over the course of the year. That's up to $3,200 on the second level. That's $3,200 each, right? And your front line's getting paid $2,800. But let's do the math on that. 5 times $2,800 is $16,800. For those of you worried about a $16,000 cap, sponsor 5 capping agents. You're going to make that back in residual income, and you will essentially be on a 100% split. Now, what's the math on 25 times $3,200? $80,000 a year passive residual income. Now, you add that together, that's $94,000 a year in residual income that in this model you made by sponsoring 5 and having them all sponsor 5. hypothetically in 60 days, and then that money is paid out over the course of the year as they sell homes. But where can you make that at your current brokerage? This is the full model, and you can pause this at any time. On the right is the number of qualifying agents you need on your front line to qualify to get paid on the different levels. But as you can see on tier 1 through 7, you can get paid up to $2,800, $3,200, all the way up to $4,000 on level 7 if you have 40 frontline qualifying agents. The opportunity, folks, is immense. And even if it took you a long time, do you have this opportunity at your current firm? I would argue no. So let's go into a few important dates in the growth of eXp. In 2009, eXp was founded. That, as the time of this filming, is only 12 years ago. By 2015, we launched our Agent Equity and Icon agent programs. In 2018, EXPI goes public on NASDAQ and open in all 50 states. In 2019, as we turned 10, we had 25,000 agents. And by 2021, actually at the time of this filming, we're over 56,000 agents. It is impossible to keep these slides updated when it comes to agent growth. And we're now in 16 plus countries, and by the time you see this, we'll probably be outdated. So no matter how you look at it, eXp is growing. Production matters. Everybody says eXp is all about recruiting. That's not true. People just flock to this opportunity. Pause the slide at your own time and look at all of the awards we're winning with RealTrends, with T360, and all the other places. We've exceeded 56,000 agents globally, right? We're growing at a record pace, and you can look at this. It's kind of like a hockey stick. We're entering record growth phase right now. And our revenue, folks, here's what matters most. Our year-over-year agent growth is 63%. Our total 2020 revenue was $1.8 billion. But when you look at this, folks, revenue is exceeding agent count. It's growing faster than that. So we are growing agents as they come to us. We're attracting productive agents and then growing them. We are all about real estate sales and real estate production. So let's dive into our training for a little bit. We have over 50 hours a week of live training from top experts all around the country. You don't have to learn from the best in your market center. You can learn from the best in the country. If you want to do geofarming, neighborhood specific stuff, if you want to do FSBOs, expireds, you can learn from the best in the country on what matters to you and what aligns with your model of doing business. So again, most people now are like, wow, I want to apply. Again, talk to the person who brought you to eXp and first talked to you about it and had an influence on you. But if no one has talked to you yet, I'd be honored to sponsor you personally. Text me directly at 303-589-2320. Awards. eXp is constantly winning awards. For the 4th consecutive row, we're one of the best places to work in the country. You can see here just tons of honors. I'm not going to go into them all. Pause the slide, look at your own time. And Real Trends, again, we are setting records everywhere. We're just at this time of filming a 12-year-old company, and look at our ranking. We're in the top 4, 3, 2, 1 in all these categories. We are, folks, the firm of the future, and you want to join eXp. Now, the technology stack is another great reason to join eXp. We have eXp World, our virtual environment. This is a classroom where people are learning, and they can expand it infinitely so that everybody around the country can learn from the best in the world. We have transaction management through SkySlope, document management. Here you're going to make sure you're state compliant, and your state broker and managing brokers will review every file, every contract, every letter, dotted I, crossed T, to make sure that you are doing your business in the right way. We have transaction management. Transaction coordinator program is being launched in 2021 so that you can focus on sales and have your TC focus on making sure that you are moving forward with your client. Our marketing center is phenomenal. This is drag and drop technology. You upload a picture, you drag it into a template, you can send it directly to your printer at an office or directly to your printer at your home office. CRM and lead generation is provided by KV Core. You get an individual IDX website and a robust CRM system with built-in Facebook ad integration and making it rain program. Our community platform is through Workplace, which is like the LinkedIn of Facebook. And it is fantastic because you're already familiar with how it works because you use Facebook. But what it is dialed in business to business networking with other agents around the world to find out how to grow your real estate business and support your team. Our resource guide and real-time support are out of this world. At the time of this filming, we have over 1,100 full-time staff working in the cloud to make sure that you have all the information you need. And then at Libertas, we've augmented that with our own staff. My eXp is a phenomenal resource introduced in 2021 that allows you to get paid globally, and it's the financial dashboard that allows you to see the metrics of your organization. Who have you sponsored? Where are they? What state? Is someone in Texas sponsoring someone in Oklahoma, sponsoring someone in Italy, Colombia, Mexico, Brazil? No matter where someone closes a deal, that's going to be uploaded into my eXp and reflected there, and you can see how that deal affects your paycheck and everything you can do to make your paycheck stronger and make your team stronger in the process. By team, I'm referring to a revenue share group. eXp Commercial is a phenomenal opportunity. We cap at $20,000, and eXp Commercial, you can do business brokerage, you can do triple net leases, you can buy and sell buildings. Our commercial structure is going to be one of the most robust in the entire country, led by James Huang. This is phenomenal leadership. Everybody's going to get assigned a mentor that's done a tremendous amount of deals. If you've ever wanted to launch into commercial, 4 times a year right now, we're doing 5-day free training programs on how to get into commercial real estate. Commercial agents can sponsor residential agents can sponsor commercial agents, and residential agents are referring deals by the millions to commercial agents because we have really good collaboration. So if you want to join eXp Commercial, reach out to me, reach out to the person who talked to you. This is the best deal going in commercial real estate right now. EXPI bought Success Magazine, one of the oldest, most robust, deepest success-oriented business magazines in the country. And when we did so, we've now created the opportunity through Glenn Sanford's vision to open co-working spaces. You can open up a WeWork competitor that will have co-working, coaching, a cafe. This can be a brick and mortar if you want brick and mortar, or if you already have a brick and mortar, talk to someone about converting it to a success space. Just yet another way that you can earn revenue at eXp. You can also become a Success Certified Coach. Success Coaching certification program is 5 days of live online training, and you can read this slide in your own time. But again, being a success coach, you can augment your income by helping teach your group how to grow their real estate production, as well as grow your revenue share check, as well as coach people at other brokerages who then may someday be interested in joining eXp. Now, when I was back in college in 1992, I thought I wanted to become an international businessman, and to date, I had yet to find a way to do so. But thanks to the leadership of Michael Valdez, Glenn Sanford, and everybody else in the leadership of eXp, I now am part of eXp Global and have agents in other countries. Our objective is to create the premier global real estate company in the world. With my eXp, you can get paid, sponsor without borders all around the world. And to date, we've opened 16 countries, and we're opening 3 to 4 more every quarter. You can see here the countries that we're currently in, the countries that we've recently launched, and the countries that are, as of the time of this filming, coming soon. You can also request that your country be opened, and within the Libertas group, we have actually opened 7 of these countries so far. But you can request your country. Maybe it's going to be one of these blue dots, maybe another one. Another reason some agents join eXp is purely to get healthcare benefits. So we can do a deep dive on this at another time, but the eXp agent healthcare has saved everyone I've talked to a tremendous amount of money on their healthcare benefits that they may not otherwise be able to get at their current brokerage. So one of the things that gets me most excited about eXp is the leadership of Libertas. Libertas, again, meaning freedom in Latin. Founded originally by the godfather, I call him, the legendary Frederick, who used to own the Northwest for Keller Williams. He was the number 41 profit share earner in the world, and he left that. He left that with 6 franchises. He sold it all, and he said, I'm going to join eXp, back when eXp had 500 agents. He had the vision to see that this is the future. Founders of Libertas, Tim and Julie Harris, were the #1 realtor in the country at one point. They have the #1 real estate podcast in the country currently. They're also consistently in the top 5 coaches nationally. Fantastic leadership. They also have, at this point, the fastest growing group in all of eXp of a group of their size. Coach Shon Kokoszka is in our group at Libertas. He was the former president of MAPS Coaching globally for Keller Williams. He authored the BOLD program. He's co-author of The One Thing with Gary Keller. He looked at the eXp business model, and with over 10,000 hours of business analysis under his belt, he said this is the best business model he has ever seen in his entire life. He could no longer sell his former employing Red Broker, and he moved to eXp and joined the Libertas group. Tim and Julie and Shon generously offer free versions of their coaching program to anybody who joins us here at Libertas. They are in the top 0.05% of all agents in the Libertas groups. Think about that. Out of 56,000, Tim and Julie are in the 0.05%, and they will have a financial interest in seeing you succeed. And then we also have all the other leaders and coaches that are part of the Libertas group. When you play that video on your own time, you can see all of us and meet all of us. There are so many reasons to join Libertas within eXp that we had to create our own site, whylibertas.com, to go over some of the many reasons why you would join us. And at the top, you can see all of the people who are joining this month. And as we scroll through, you will see that there's a video right here that will play and introduce you to top leadership and why we joined. Here you can put in your information to receive more information about the opportunity. But becoming a partner with Libertas is important because we have now grown to over 1,300 agents around the world. We've opened up 7 countries for eXp. And on this part is a little spot on a tailored site as to why you should pick the individual sponsor who invited you to see this presentation. Libertas itself means freedom. The freedom to live worry-free throughout your life. The freedom from financial constraints and stress. Living your life to the fullest as you blast through your goals to set even higher goals. We're all dreamers realizing our freedom every single day. What's included? This part, holy cow, folks, look at this. Direct access to leading coaches, premierexperience.net access, free Libertas coaching program, on and on. Pause this slide right here and read through this at your own time, but there is a ton of information available to you. We also have an onboarding concierge to supplement eXp staff that will make sure that you have the smoothest onboarding to eXp possible. You get free coaching and training from Tim and Julie Harris, from Shon Kokoszka, from other coaches in our organization. And here is a little map of just a few of the places updated daily of where our agents are around the globe. Libertas is different. In this section, you're going to see 6 reasons why. You're going to become a Libertas partner. You're going to experience world-class leadership. You're going to have access to our exclusive systems. You are going to learn from the top 0.05% in the company how to grow your revenue share. You're going to have access to our global community, and within that, our collaboration is second to none. So again, play this video here, testimonials from some of the best leaders in our Libertas group. This is what we're looking for. If you're going to join us, we want you obsessed with being obsessed. We want to see desire for rapid success. You're going to be someone who's looking for a proven system, in search of that freedom. You have a growth-focused mindset, and you are a lifelong learner. So to contact us, you can do info@whylibertas.com. You can visit our Facebook group. In the middle there, the yellow button, if you're not already talking to somebody about eXp, please visit my personal link. You can also join us on LinkedIn, or you can call me, text me directly at the number on the right, 303-589-2320. Well, folks, I hope this has been a rapid but in-depth overview of why to join eXp, why to join Libertas. The person who first introduced you to eXp would love to talk to you, and if you haven't already talked to somebody, I would personally love to sponsor you or talk to you about joining eXp to see if you're a good fit. Thank you so much for your time. You have been introduced to the last great business opportunity of your lifetime. A chance to build residual income, a chance to build retirement income, a chance to will income to your children or loved ones. And I look forward to welcoming you to the team here at Libertas and eXp Realty. Thank you so much. My name is Rick Janson. God bless.